You fill us with fire, holy desire. Your spirit is all that we'll ever need. You are 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 all that we'll ever need.
Hi everyone, I'm super excited to be on episode 21 of A Summer of Many Seasons. And I'm really excited because I am recording this video on my new Nikon D3200, and it's so epic because pretty much Jesus blessed me with this camera for the ministry and for what God is doing in my life, just in amazing ways, and it's just so incredible. So I'm excited to be doing that, and I'm excited to get started sharing about my next adventure that I was on. Obviously it's still a summer of many seasons, but I'm now left. We are now at the place where I left Johannesburg and was headed off to Cape Town. And so it's super exciting because I want to share a little bit about that on this episode today. So on the 20th of June, I left Johannesburg, and it was really hard and sad to leave all the kids and everything, but I knew that the Lord had plans for me and was going to be doing amazing things, and actually just all the incredible things that were going to be happening. I really had no idea what they were going to be like or what was going to be happening, but I knew that they were going to be amazing because with God, everything is amazing. And so I arrived in Cape Town, and what was so awesome was I got picked up by the pastor of the church in Heideveld in one of the communities in Cape Town, and he was the pastor of the church that we worked with last year when I was there. And so it was super exciting because he picked me up, and I was actually planning on later that day going on a women's camp. It was going to be a weekend women's camp that the Father's House, which is the name of the church that I was working with, was going to be doing. Just a women's camp all about just growing and seeking God's face together and growing in the Lord and just having a lot of ministry time together. And so that was exciting. But what was really exciting to me was that I arrived there and I could hardly believe that I was back already to the place that God had for me, the place that God was really just bringing me to. It was amazing. And so I was really excited with what God was doing because it was amazing because before I got back, when I first got back from South Africa last year, God had already been speaking in my heart and speaking to me that he wanted me to go back to South Africa. But then all this turnaround of events, God was calling me to Mozambique, and he did that for such a grand purpose and such a great reason, which now as I'm sharing these stories, you will see the great, incredible things, and you already have seen a lot of the amazing things and reasons of why God took me on that journey. But it's so powerful because here I was back in South Africa in the place that God had told me I was going to be back at, but everything just looked so much different. And so I surprised a few of my awesome friends at the church, and then one of my friends, she took me to her house and we were going to surprise her brother and her family, and it was amazing because this was the family that I was really close with, and it was so priceless because as soon as we knocked on the door for her brother to open it, and he opened it and his face was just priceless, and it was like, and he ran into the kitchen, and then this one of my other friends came out. It was so amazing to just be able to surprise them and just that I was there. And so that was so exciting. I was able to surprise a lot of people. But I want to share a little bit about this women's camp. What God was teaching me through it is, what was so amazing is here I was, and God had really strengthened me, and I was in a very good place, but I was also like, okay, this new journey, what am I going to be doing now? And God was really just speaking and telling me to just rest in him, but actually that it's a verb. It's something that we have to choose to do, to rest in God. We have to choose to take those times to just really rest in him and be in his comfort and be in his presence and know that where he has us is where we're supposed to be. And it was so amazing because I actually was set up to be in the cabin with three other girls, and it just so happened to be that two of these were sisters, and they were background Muslim believers, and so they had believed they were Muslims, and then they had converted to Christianity over the past year, and they were now seeking the Lord. And what was so incredible to me was that God opened up the doors for such a powerful relationship there. And it was amazing because one of the nights we sat in the cabin and we were able to share our testimonies with each other. And it was actually one of the girls, she came to me the next morning and said it was the first time that she was ever able to really share her full testimony with someone and relate to them. And to me, I was humbled and so blessed because my testimony is just, she really was able to relate to it and she was able to open up to me, and I was like, wow, that's so amazing, that's so God. And so God just started to build a relationship with her, which I'll have a lot of awesome other cool stories to share with you about her, about that whole situation, that relationship later. But what was so cool was God opened the door at this women's camp for me to lead worship, and for me to lead worship the whole first day, and the first day we arrived, and then the first day that we were there, and then part of the second day. And what was so powerful to me was that God was placing me in this area to worship him and to just be in his presence and to let the kingdom come, and everything that I had done, everything that God had taught me in Johannesburg, he was revealing to me that he had taught that to me, and he had placed me in that spot and where I was spiritually and emotionally and mentally, and he had comforted me for what he had planned for me to do in Cape Town. So that's just a little bit of the first stories that I want to share and what God was doing and when I first got to Cape Town. And I want you to stay tuned for the next episodes because so many amazing stories are to come and awesome things that started to happen, just incredible testimonies and insights and just amazing things. So please stay tuned and please comment. And I just pray that as you watch these videos that you would be able to take them for your own and take the insights and really be able to let them really grow in your heart and let God really minister to you through them. And I just pray that he will just always be drawing you closer in intimacy with himself, and that you will know how much he loves you. So thank you so much for watching, and I'm excited for the next videos to come, so please stay tuned. God bless you.
You fill us with fire, holy desire. Your spirit is all that we'll ever need. You are all that we'll